took a real encounter with God in '97 to redirect the path that I was on, really. And I remember very clearly I come back from a meeting somewhere, and it was quite late at night, and tucked into bed, and Tracy was fast asleep. And I remember just as I went to sleep, I had this really strong impression, some people will call it a vision, and it was the sense of God put me next to a keyboard, and I was sitting writing music, and got this really strong sense that He wanted me to write this music down and to do something with it. So I got my notepad out the side drawer, and I recognised it was God because He said, "Don't write it down, and I'll remind you in the morning," like I'm a forgetful person. So I was so taken up with this, that God was speaking to me, that I got up and went to the spare room, and was walking around thanking Him for what He'd done, and talking to me like this. And just remember, I was there for quite a while, just giving thanks, and then I just got this incredible pain in my belly. I'm thinking, well, this isn't very nice, God. Would you like to take this away? And I feel like I audibly heard Him say, "This is just something of the pain that I'm feeling because people won't come into my presence. I want you to be an usher. I want you to get people to come into that place. You need to come to that place of my throne room to encounter me, but then I'm calling you to usher other people into it." Wow, it was so powerful. And the pain went, and I went to sleep. And the next morning I chatted to Tracy about it and said, "It's really powerful, not quite sure what to do with it." And she, being black and white, said, "Just give up your job, go for it." I'm like, what? Like, we've got children to feed, and how could I do that? But it was so serious that actually this sense of a call to intimacy with God, this call of His heart to draw people towards Him, to draw them into His presence, that I went to work next day. I said, "I don't know how it's going to work, but I'd like to take some time. I'm happy to work my 40 hours from 5 days to 4, and that's how it began. And within weeks I had an invitation to go and lead worship around the country with some good friends of ours, and God started this journey of an opportunity to take the gift that He'd given me, that I knew about from when I became a Christian in '78, and use it to draw the people into that place of encounter that I had experienced, really. For me, one of the key things in coming to His presence is the making time to do it. Lives are so busy. Even Christian lives, we can do the best things we want to for God. We can have a really busy timetable, and it's full of things that we're doing for the Lord. And all those things are great, but they're not necessarily what He's asking us to do. So I try, sometimes unsuccessfully, to carve out some time in a day, and I just get my journal out, and I'll sit and say, "Okay, Lord, here's your word for today. What are you speaking into my life?" But I try to be vulnerable too and say, "Here's my life, Lord. Here's my scribble down things that are happening in my life," and say, "Okay, Lord, would you speak into those things through your word? Would you speak to those things personally for me? But out of that, is there something that you're calling me to do fresh today?" So it's really important to think, and I fail, doing that, but every day I try and find a space just to say, "Okay, Lord, speak to me and let me hear your heart again."